I'm Kathy Rodgers. I'm a yoga instructor at the Y. My training is in yoga for health, and because of that, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about managing change and coping with stress, because stress has an impact on our health, especially when it's sustained. So we all need change in our lives. Change is the spice of life, as they sometimes say. But change, whether desired or put upon us, creates stress in our lives. We seek out change to help us grow because it presents us with new opportunities. We might look for a promotion at work. We might decide to get married or have a child or buy a new home. And while all these situations, including travel and adventure, have a lot of positives and room for growth, they do create stress as we adjust to a new normal. Stress is particularly impactful, though, when we're in a situation where we have not asked for the change, where it's forced upon us, whether that be changes in our responsibilities at the job, or changes that result from illness or our family structure, what have you. Those things can be very difficult to adjust to, and they take time. There is no right or wrong way to cope with life changes. We each have a different temperament, a different attitude toward things, and because of that, we respond differently. Some people dive right in. They're problem solvers. They're active doers. They like to take control of situations. Other people need to withdraw some. They need time to process, to formulate a new plan for how they're going to proceed. So there's a lot of differences between all of us, and there is no right or wrong way for you to respond. But it's important to be aware of the impact of stress and change on your body. When we are under stress, our body tends to produce hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, that if those levels of hormones remain elevated for a long period of time, can create damage to the body. So the more aware we are of how we're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the more we can draw back and make necessary changes to maintain our health. You've heard of the fight or flight mechanism. Well, some of us are fighters, some of us like to withdraw, as I said. So think about, how your coping responses go and what appeals to you the most. To begin, I'd like to also talk about changes you might notice when you're under prolonged stress. You might become more irritable. You might find yourself wanting to withdraw from people. You might feel that you've got more tension in your body. It could be tightness in your neck and shoulders. It could be problems with your digestion, more frequent headaches. They can all be signs of difficulties, physiological responses to prolonged stress. So to be aware of those and to be on top of them is important, because stress can also manifest itself in terms of sleep deprivation. It can be overeating or overindulging in alcohol, all of which are best recognized in their early phases so that we can begin to intervene and take steps to reduce those problems. Now, if you find yourself feeling severely withdrawn, severely anxious, or depressed, I would like to advise you to seek professional help. Sometimes we need to get someone else outside of our immediate circle to give us guidance and advice on how to best cope with things. I'm going to give you a few of my own ideas for what they're worth today on how you might better be able to cope with stress. The first one I would like to share is simply to take time to breathe. Find yourself a quiet place, withdraw from maybe the chaos of having the kids at home, of not having structure, because as human beings, we like to have a certain degree of structure in our lives. So begin to create, a new order in your life, and in that new order, include include some quiet time to simply breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Make yourself focus on that breath, that flow of air in and out of your body. Some people find it helpful to incorporate a word in with that breathing practice. That can be whatever speaks to you. For some people, they like to inhale hope, exhale tension. But whatever words might speak to you are the right words. They don't have to be mine. Some people like to count their breath so that you're inhaling and exhaling for a certain number. Some people like to work in prolonging the exhale because that increases the relaxation response. So working with your breath is a way to decrease the stress. It does create physiological responses in the body that are helpful for your coping abilities. The next thing I'm going to suggest is connecting with nature. We're in a beautiful season here. We have beautiful animals with which to connect in some of our homes. I'd also like to suggest that we enjoy the changes and we remember that no matter how difficult the winter, spring will always follow. There is always a chance for renewal. There is always hope. But the more we can connect with nature, getting outside, breathing that fresh air, maybe doing the breathing exercises on your in an outdoor space, a park, your patio, what have you, would be a good suggestion to help you connect. And take some quiet time when you're out there to utilize your senses, noticing the sights, the sounds, the smells of nature, and appreciate the beauty and the wonder that's part of that. Next, try to feed your mind. You have opportunities in this time where so many of us are not as active as we maybe had been. And you can do that. The internet is one way. Listening to music that you've collected through the years or viewing it online. Taking up a hobby or delving back into one that you haven't had time for in a while is a nice opportunity to learn new things. There are courses online, demonstrations online. So these are things you can do at any time to maybe broaden your world a little bit. The next I'm going to suggest is to cultivate gratitude. I think gratitude is so important that we express appreciation each day, that we take time to count our blessings for the things we have, for the people in our lives, and just to again notice, to take a moment and recount your day at the end of it, the little experiences. Maybe it was an excellent cup of coffee, a wonderful conversation with a friend, noticing a flower blooming as you took your walk today. So get out, exercise. That helps to burn off stress. If you can do cardio, that's very helpful for you because it gives you endorphins in the brain that help you to feel good. But try to be more and more aware of your reactions, noticing that you're tired and that might be coloring your mood or your outlook on life. Just increase that awareness. Slow down, take time, and become more aware. I'm going to close with just a little exercise in gratitude. I'd like you to reach out toward the earth, thanking it for its beauty and its wonder and the opportunities it provides us. Reach to the heavens for the mysteries that abound, for the sun that warms us and renews the cycle of life on our planet each springtime. Draw that energy to your heart. Welcome it in and open your heart to the community. For the more you reach out to others, the better you feel. Namaste.